You can clearly tell my next guest does not like getting paid by the hour because he's coming off a 30-second submission victory over Don Shainis last weekend at UFC Fight Night. It is Sodiq Yusuff back here on the program. Sodiq, how are you?
I can't complain at all, man. Living life, like you said, just got a good victory. I'm under my belt, so I can't complain at all.
You were a big betting favorite going into the fight. I think a lot of people were picking you to win, but first submission win in the UFC, was that by design or you just saw something and you took advantage of it?
To be honest, it's one of those things. My coach has always been telling me that I need to be more submission hungry, like in a fight. Like a lot of people don't even know I know how to grapple. I do jiu-jitsu more than anything else that I train, but when I fight, for some reason, striking is what comes out naturally.
You've had a lot of good wins in the octagon. Where does this one rank in terms of the way you finished it and just, again, blink of an eye and the fight's over?
Yeah, hey, like I said, I'm never one of those people that lie and say I want wars, If I could walk in and walk out, it's a very happy day for me. So it's definitely up there.
Yeah, and we spoke pre-fight, and I know the main thing was just fighting, right? You wanted to get in there. Obviously, Chikazi was the original opponent, and then you got Don Shainis. You're not going to say it in the pre-fight interview, but after the fact, any bumps and bruises or everything A-okay? I was just curious because the fight was so short.
Yeah, everything's okay. The bumps and bruises are like things that happen like in camp, but those you could work around it, but definitely nothing from the fight. I think my training partners in the back took more damage from the fight than honestly they took more damage from the fight than even Shainis did, so I think we're perfectly okay.
And how was it for fight week where, again, I know it was in the Apex, so you knew there wasn't going to be a lot of a crowd anyways, but there was like no media and Mark Zuckerberg sitting there, like take me through that, because that's a pretty unique experience.
Man, you know what's crazy, man? Zuckerberg, like I have like some of like the weirdest like luck, because I think I'm the only fight that he didn't see. And I feel like I wanted to get like a picture or something, and I was like, man, he's going to be impressed. That was 30 seconds. And I was like, hey, what's Mark Zuckerberg? I looked around and he was gone. And then the fight right after me, he was back again. So I think
Did you go to the bathroom? Like what happened?
I don't know. Him and his wife was gone. Like his wife wasn't there either. So I have no idea what happened in that short amount of time. But a lot of us kind of knew there was rumors going around that it was Mark Zuckerberg. I don't think Mackenzie was supposed to say that at the press conference. Yeah, she was definitely not supposed to say that, but I think every fighter knew. It's just we also knew we weren't supposed to say something.
When did you find out about that though? Because even to like the media, like we didn't have a clue, and there was sort of some some rumors and stuff. But when did you find out that there was going to be like nobody in there other than Mark Zuckerberg?
I found out I found out as soon as I got there, like Tuesday, because I think they were already starting to tell people like you can't bring family and friends, so we already knew from the get-go. It was just once Mackenzie said something about Mark and then Dana had to deny it, then we was like, oh, okay, what's really going on, but it was everybody all knew it was Mark Zuckerberg. She just wasn't supposed to say anything.
Is that, again, I know obviously you won and you're probably happy about that and everything, but is that a little bit annoying? Like you go into fight week thinking that there's going to be some crowd there to cheer you on. I know for some fighters, they won't fight unless there's a crowd there. Did that kind of annoy you a bit?
No, I'm the exact opposite, to be honest.
Okay.
My 3 fights was like in front of crowds, but my favorite fight I've ever had, the Contender Series fight, was no crowd,
Mm-hmm.
So I like it when there's no crowd because it kind of feels like sparring. And the closer it gets to feeling like sparring, the closer I could redo what happens at sparring. Like it's kind of pushing that kind of. The crowd is good for like when you're walking out, and the crowd is good for like after you win to celebrate. But when it comes to the actual fist fight, the crowd doesn't play much of. They don't play much into that.
How did you celebrate? Nice thing was you didn't have to go do any media. You could probably go and enjoy a nice meal as soon as you're done.
Yeah. It actually took us a little while to get out of there. I don't know what was taking so long because we didn't have to do media, but we still had to do like
medicals and stuff,
like pictures, medicals, and I think the only media was like for UFC.com, like their in-house people. We just didn't have to do like talking in front of other people. But the same celebration, you know me, I'm ice cream and Fogo, man. Ice cream and Fogo.
Yeah, you got your priorities straight. Hey, did you get any fans DMing you about winning money on the fight? I know you're a big favorite, but I imagine the submission prop would have been really good odds.
Yeah. I think a couple of people got like the first round prop, not submission.
Okay.
I don't think anybody was planning on me with no submission, but I think I threw a lot of bettors off because I put a post on Twitter back in the day that I don't care about people's parlays.
Mhm.
So I think I rubbed a bunch of people that like to bet. I rubbed them the wrong way. And to clarify on that post is like, I remember what made me write it was Jessica Clark. She got her arm broken, and
Yeah.
some asshole messaged her talking about how much money he lost on her, and
Yeah.
like I know exactly how that felt because when I lost to Arnold Allen, your inbox is full of these kind of messages, and like you're at like the lowest low that you could ever be, and some assholes messaging you about $20, you know.
Mhm.
So I was like, hey, just so you know, professional athletes do not care about your parlay, and that's probably the most engagement I've ever had on a tweet ever. Like they
Right.
came in with the forks and knives ready to kill me. I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that big of a thing, but yeah, I'm definitely not a fan of. I understand wanting to make money and stuff like that, but some people are just assholes. You know, it's like trust me, Jessica is feeling a whole lot worse with her broken arm than you are off of losing $100.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. No bonus. What happened? I mean, I know you're a big favorite, but still, like, I mean, that was impressive. That was a highlight reel finish.
Man, like yo, I was literally talking today at the gym about that. I don't think I could get like how much better could you do?
I know.
30,
Yeah.
30-second fight, man. Like it's one of those things where it's like I don't like being a complainer because I know that it can't change the outcome, you know.
Yeah.
But like that one really stings. I'm like, man, a 30-second fight, it doesn't matter what the odds was. Like I definitely
But I
deserve.
think, and the other thing, just to interrupt you, and I'll kind of go on more on your side here. It's a risk for you to take like that a fight like that too. You're fighting an unranked guy who's coming in. Don had nothing to lose in this fight. He's gonna get another fight after this. You did. You
Exactly.
were supposed to fight Chikaze, and then you fight him. I think that's got to be taken into consideration a bit too.
Exactly. I had a lot to lose, and they said it was the second fastest submissions in the featherweight history.
Yeah.
It's like I got it a little bit early, I would have made history, you know. So I don't understand that at all. I think they do it like on a voting scale, like a
Mhm.
bunch of people get together and vote on it. I don't understand how I didn't get voted on, but it is what it is. Maybe one day I'll be able to find out what the real secret is behind all these.
Yeah.
Like man, it really really hurt. I was hurt. I think I fought on a card and I think it was Anaheim when I beat Benitez and I thought I was gonna get one, and I definitely thought I had this one because I was only finished on the main card too. You know,
Yeah.
that's one thing. Like it's rare for them to go on the prelims, and then when I saw that they started picking people from the prelims, and I saw they had 6 names or no, they had 5 names on there. I was like, oh, I gotta get me one of them, but
Yeah.
I guess not. Maybe I made somebody mad backstage or something.
Who knows? Can't figure it out there. But I did like the post-fight speech. Korean Zombie next year seems like a good move there. At the time of recording this, has there been any headway on that? Because he doesn't have an opponent right now.
Right now, I still haven't gotten any headway, but what I'm actually like right now, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that.
I can take a guess. You're not admitting to anything here, but I heard that there's 2 fights that kind of I was going to ask you about. One, there's some rumors about Bryce Mitchell's opponent being out, right? So, well, the other one obviously is Taporia as well, right? Like, let me just ask you, hypothetically speaking, you're not admitting to anything here, but I would imagine you're going to stay on short notice in case something comes up from either of those, right? There you go. There you go. There you go. No one's going to get in trouble here. Okay, let's say you don't end up getting a short notice fight next. If you do end up getting Zombie, how do you look at that fight from a style perspective, you and Korean Zombie?
Yeah, from a style perspective, I really think it's gonna play out the same way him and Yair was.
Mhm.
Like it was a real back and forth. Although he was winning, it was a lot of back and forth exchanges. And I really want to get a legend under my belt before they leave. I think Zombie might be the last legend on left on the featherweight rankings. Cub was good too, but Cub went to 145. These are the guys that I
135,
watched
yeah.
when I was a kid, you know. So I was like, and then I found out that okay, he's trying to retire. He wants a retirement fight, and the UFC is going to Asia. I was like, man, that's a good opportunity for me because I feel like I could get on the main event spot if they're gonna give him a retirement fight. I'd be happy to give him his last fight in the UFC.
Hypothetically, if you were to fight Bryce Mitchell, how would a fight between you and him go? Hypothetically speaking.
We gotta let it play out, man. That's why I called Bryce out in the first place, you know, because I always wanted to see how our style will match up. I've been trying to get a strong grappler for a while. Like I don't
Mhm.
think anybody's noticed that. My first call out in the UFC was Kron Gracie, and then it didn't happen. And
Well,
then
he's
after
just disappeared. Let's be honest. I don't know what.
yeah, I don't know what's going on with Kron. You know, he had that war with Cub. I don't know if maybe that like put a sour taste in his mouth, but like Kron was a good fighter. I don't know why he just stopped fighting altogether.
Mhm. And then other hypothetical matchup here again, hypothetical. Taporia, how do you look at that fight? Because the one thing with him was he moved up a weight class. He almost lost that fight, and I know it's up a weight class, but I think some people feel like maybe the brakes have been halted a little bit more on him after that performance.
Yeah, I don't think I think he just got caught. You know, it wasn't like he was getting dominated. He got head kicked, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think he just got caught in the exchanges. You know, he's an explosive guy, so he's going in for the kill. And sometimes when you meet an equal force on the other end, it could get a little bit ugly. So I think a fight with me and him is definitely somebody's gonna get finished in that fight. You know, because I feel like me and him are definitely gonna meet in the middle and see who could put each other out first.
What's the plan for the rest of the week? I'm getting you here on a Thursday. The fight was on Saturday. What's the weekend plans? You got to enjoy yourself a little bit, right?
To be honest, the plan for the week is like up in the air.
Well, Sodiq, thanks so much for doing this. Again, congratulations on the impressive win. If there's anyone you'd like to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
All my social media is the same thing. Super Sadiq on all my social medias. I have like my link tree where you can see all my stuff, man. You guys go get some merch. And if you're interested in doing interviews, I actually made a promise to myself because I think a lot of fighters aren't. I said fighters. A lot of the fans they don't get to really see like a different side of me. I think because of the way I fight, people expect me to act a certain way. So I was like, I think that's my fault. Because whenever I meet fans, like, oh man, you're so nice, you're funny, blah, blah, blah. So I told myself that I'm gonna start doing more interviews so people can actually see my character. So if you're up and coming interviewer, up and coming YouTuber, I promised myself that I was gonna say yes to every single person that asked me for an interview for at least 2 weeks. So
There
you're
you go.
counting now. You got 1.5 weeks left. Hit me on the inbox. I'll be happy to do an interview with you.